Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to part 12 of our Rule the Waves series, playing as the hypothetical Confederate States of America. We're currently almost 3 years into a war with France that originally was going very well, but since recently has turned against us, and we're trying to hold in there, kind of hang on, use our submarines and raiding cruisers and other things like that to basically save us in this conflict and maybe even turn what looks like a challenging situation into a victory. This was taken from a live stream from a few days ago, as sort of has been my tradition lately. I'm going to go ahead and quickly turn over to the live stream and jump back in, but I'll catch you guys at the end, and I hope you guys enjoy. I think, out border reparate. So we can fight if necessary. Sounds like the French are probably having some issues with poor unrest levels in their own country as well, because they're filling out sort of a white peace, which I don't know why they would do at this point, being up by as many victory points as they are. But I'm okay with that. Now, the problem I have is I've got an advantage in submarine development, but they're all short-range subs. Yeah. I don't want to fight any actions right. So now our new subs are off the ways, and we're actually doing some serious damage to enemy commerce. 65 victory points, you can see right there. Enemy commerce. So there you go. French Navy continues to decline battle against us. So I declined a few battles. They declined one as well. The Stuarts are almost done. They'll be done in a few months. Newhausers can resume construction. Some of these guys can resume construction. A little bit of money in the bank now. I don't have medium subs, which is just mind-boggling. I don't have medium subs yet. But our subs are doing some damage. A large liner is sunk by a French submarine with heavy loss of life. Neutral nations are upset. Hey! Our cause is growing among neutral... Oh, great. 55 victory points. So both of us are kind of going to kill each other in terms of destroying commerce. See what the French bring to bear in this fight. The destroyer. Hey! We sank an enemy destroyer. Yay, that's all we got to do in that battle. But hey, we did it. 100 victory points. There you go. 10-inch guns quality +1. Whatever. Not going to build any more classes of ships with guns. French battleship Marijano sunk. Hey, that's cool. Good job, Britain. Not that sinking an obsolete ship matters all that much. I really just want a white peace. Can we just have peace? Got our battlecruiser. If we can get light terms, which apparently is not the case. I feel like they're winning the raiding department. All right, so heavy cruisers or light cruisers are at our disposal. protecting commerce. That looks like at least an enemy light cruiser, maybe a heavy. Let's see. Here's why are we in such close contact with them? All right, let's see what we can do. Really hope they're not actual heavy. Light cruisers, and they're heavies. Archer's hit by a dud torpedo. The Archer is us, so that's fine. Torpedoes. Thank the enemy levasseur. Not a battleship. Ah, the DeSoto is dead in the water. Hopefully it's just something that can be repaired and it's not actually sinking. We are certainly outgunned versus an enemy heavy cruiser. But don't win if you don't take some risks. So the hope is that you get a lucky torpedo strike on the levasseur and you sink it. At least our guns are having some impact as it appears dead in the water. Now we're dead in the water. Hey, we hit it by a torpedo. Multiple torpedoes. There you go. And the ship blew up. All right. So now let's end the battle without any of our ships actually sinking because we've got multiple ships dead in the water. Just hoping they're not actually terribly damaged and that it's more of just like equipment that was damaged that can be repaired, not sinking damage. Ships are limping away. Get to Guantanamo Bay. No, the DeSoto, our light cruiser is sinking. Well, we still sank an enemy heavy cruiser, so I have to imagine that's a victory in and of itself. So one light cruiser sunk for us, one heavy cruiser, one destroyer. That's a major Confederate victory. Which is somehow a marginal victory outside the battle and basically even on victory points. Okay. Well, if we fight many more battles like that, yeah. All of our light cruisers are getting wiped out by enemy heavy cruisers. Sumter is being commissioned into the Navy. Yeah, the French Navy's declined in battles. All right. Well, we're actually to the good now in terms of money. I think we need to build more subs. Oh, we've got medium range subs. Granted, the war will probably be over before any of these see service, but that would dramatically increase the efficiency of the Navy, so we're going to build 20 of these things. We're going full in on the submarine, by the way. That wasn't apparent. God damn it, they're sinking our mine sweepers. Apparently we can't decline this battle. They can't decline it, or someone can't decline it. The Battlecruiser Stuart did it immediately up to speed. Alright, unknown ship spotted. Our first Battlecruiser ever built. We're going to crank it up to full speed. See what the enemy's bringing to bear. Hopefully it's not too much, because I don't have a lot of ships under my control here. They're running away, which I want to chase, but not too aggressively. Like, I don't want to run into torpedoes. But again, my Battlecruiser's out front rather than my destroyers. Gonna run out of ammo, probably. Can you hit the damn thing? Slow it down! Right. That enemy destroyer should be finished. Alright, so we at least sank one enemy destroyer. I don't know what else is going to happen. It seems like it's kind of gone into the night, so we'll see if we catch any of these ships. Doesn't look like we will. So, minor victory. We sank one destroyer, damaged a couple others. That's all. That's all she wrote, but hey, it only could be worse. There are worse ways to start an action. Private shipbuildings expanding our docks. 11 more enemy subs sunk. A large liner sunk by French submarine. Neutral nations are upset. Fleet battle. That would definitely favor us based on that intelligence. See how this plays out. See, we've got the battleships on the Florida class, the THG class, THG Jr class, one of them, the remaining one. Not sure if the Steward is out. I don't see it. Should be, I would think. I don't see it. Immediately turn toward the enemy fleet. Apparently there's a lot of enemy unknown ships. We've got like a single light cruiser out there all by itself. Really like all of my ships to come in, but I can't issue those orders. Just kind of have to charge down this way. THG Jr in the lead. Would appear to be enemy transport, so we're gonna go for those. At least those are slow and should be dealt with. The enemy has at least one battle cruiser of old battleship classes. God damn it. Get hit by a torpedo because I go ahead and charge out there all by myself. Hopefully it isn't fatal. We're only making 8 knots, though. That's not a good sign. Alright. THG Jr, 3 stars. Heavy flotation damage. She's a goner for sure. We're gonna lose this war, folks. We're gonna lose it. Any way I can get back into Santiago before I sink? Run away, run away. Bolt for Santiago Harbor, run away, run away. We're so close. Gonna chase us in? All these goddamn mines. Alright, so we got her back into port. Okay. New flag division as the South Carolina class South Carolina dreadnoughts. I'm okay with. Let's see if we can do some damage to the enemy, maybe even the odds a bit, or sort of recover the result. Apparently the rest of my fleet again decides to leave 2 dreadnought battleships. And there you go. We're hit by torpedoes again. Yay. The goddamn game doesn't ever want us to actually have any covering ships. But hey, at least we hit an enemy pre-dreadnought battleships. Any chance we get these ships into harbor too? I don't know how badly the torpedo damaged the battle division. 7, is it? 2 stars, so we might be able to get it to escape. Yeah, we got it out there. Huzzah. Alright, so 2 dreadnoughts badly damaged. But major French victory, really? We didn't lose a single ship sunk. The enemy lost a battleship and a destroyer sunk. We didn't lose a single ship sunk, and yet it's a major French victory? Really? How do you square that? Okay, so it still says it's a marginal victory, but I don't understand. That result seems silly. All right, so second battlecruiser comes into commission. We've been at war for almost 4 years now. So another battle versus the French. Yeah, but my battleship didn't get sunk, J Street. That's the point. My battleship got out. Like, yes, okay. You damaged it. You didn't sink it. So... Whereas we sank their battleship. Yes, it was an inferior type of battleship, but we still sank it. It's like shooting down a DF-110 over England during the Battle of Britain when you had your own Spitfire badly down. Well, that's a terrible analogy. That analogy fell apart. Hey, we hit an enemy light cruiser. Alright, so I think it's safe to say we won this battle. Assuming we won it. We sank an enemy light cruiser and an enemy destroyer so far anyway, without loss. None of our merchant ships have been sunk. Major French victory, there you go. Or CSA victory. 2 destroyers and a light cruiser sunk without loss. Probably not in the thousands. But a victory nonetheless. The army can do something for us. Our subs are getting us more victory points, I think. And they're losing. The problem is we're behind by 5,000 victory points. Hey, look, another army offensive turned into a bloody stalemate. I don't know where we're fighting them, by the way, where our army is fighting them. Where is this bloody stalemate occurring? That I don't know. The ocean is a different color. It's November. I don't know if this is supposed to represent ice or whatever. I sure hope the enemy doesn't actually have a battle cruiser, because that will go ugly. Intel says it's a La Troche de Traville. Our teaser class. Superior gunnery. Bombard that guy into submission, and then let's sink him. Ooh. Thought maybe the torpedo would get him. Ocean color changed. Okay. By the way, we're losing a lot of speed too here. Why are our destroyers not closing in the gap? Hit them with torpedoes. There you go. That should finish him. Alright, so victory for us. Major victory. We did have a heavily damaged heavy cruiser, but the enemy's heavy cruiser was sunk. That is 1,400 victory points. And we get prestige. Part of the other issue is I don't have enough destroyers. I've only got like 5 left in the active. Having to peel them off to these coastal patrols. All I'm asking for is a light peace. Blockade is causing food shortages and privations in France. Okay. Didn't know there's a blockade of France, but apparently there is. Their heavy cruiser knocked out by the British. Another battle to be fought. And this one we're in charge of a destroyer. If you look at this, we have basically no destroyers left. I need you other destroyers in my flotilla. Come assist me versus the Kologaden. They're all sailing the wrong way. There you go. Fire your torpedo, make him run off. But of course the AI destroyers aren't going to come assist me. So it's one destroyer versus an enemy light cruiser. Trying to shield my convoy here. Come on, William Campbell, come help. Let's pause here. And I issue orders, decisions under AI. So the answer to that appears to be no. Holy shit! We just hit an enemy light cruiser with a torpedo. That was a lucky strike. That should finish him, right? Like a light cruiser can't take torpedo damage, can it? It'd be real great if the rest of the AI ships would... No, we're sinking! Would come down here and help me. Instead, the enemy's probably going to just limp away. Oh, nope, it's sunk. All right. So we lost a auxiliary and a destroyer sunk. The enemy failed to sink 2 transports, though, and they lost a light cruiser. That is a Confederate States of victory. Victory. Major victory. Almost 1,000 victory points more for us than they get. British government wants to sell us secondary turrets for battleships at 3.7 million. Our Navy needs the best technology that money can buy. Trade disruptions from raider and submarine sinkings are causing hardship and food shortages in France. Good to hear. We're going to fight another battle. J Street, I don't think I can fire torpedoes myself, to answer your question from earlier. Not in the game mode that I have selected. So we've got a light cruiser. The enemy has what? Really just a destroyer? Because if it is, we're never going to catch it. Plus our guns batter the damn thing. Getting a few hits though. Probably not enough. 2 hits, probably not enough. Gonna run for Port de Paris. I can't go any faster. That's fun. Well, this battle was a waste of time. Marginal victory. Hey, we got 100 more victory points. Okay. Strikes and demonstrations are rumored to be taking place in France. Well, if we can cause the French government to be overthrown, I feel like I'm going to get a little bit more hard in my peace terms if the actual situation in France, due to this ongoing war, is that their government's going to fall. Now, granted, our own unrest level is pretty high, too. That's a little bit of an issue that we have to work through, but... All right, where are these enemies? Got a heavy cruiser out front. 2 battle cruisers. see what the enemy has to bring. Sumter and Stewart charging forward at the cruisers. I think we're roughly on par with their actual speed. Waste a lot of ammunition shooting at them, for sure. Cruiser McRae's just out there too. I'm trying to stay out of torpedo range. That's got to be the goal at least. All right, so the light cruiser is, I think, a goner. Destroyer will probably escape as we kind of circle around and finish this guy off. All right, so for sure, I'm going to turn north. Oh, God, that's a lot. Oh, God damn it. Now, our battle cruisers, I think, have some torpedo protection. Shouldn't have sailed them so close to the Chenault. Major CSA victory. All right, so we had a torpedo hit, but apparently it was only light damage. We sank an enemy light cruiser. So not a major difference, but enemy sunk. We lost nothing. Meanwhile, our Neuhauser classes are starting to come online. Better 12-inch guns. Another naval engagement. Have to fight. This time with light cruisers. This just gets a little bit tedious in this game, if we're being honest. All of these small engagements, a little bit tedious, I think. How many enemy ships are there? What type of ships? These look rather large. Just light cruisers, I'm scared. Got a pretty good flotilla here of destroyers and light cruisers. God damn it. Their torpedoes just hit everything. What are they, long lances? Again, I'm not really zigzagging or anything, but... Lone Star's sinking. Great. So we just lost a light cruiser. Probably means we lost this battle. I guess that wasn't even the ship I was commanding. You can't win them all, folks. Can't win them all. Or I've been told. Major French victory. How major? Really? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. About as major as all the ones that we've been using to try and nip up and catch up with them. Intelligence services considering offering safe passage for a revolutionary. Give him safe passage. So, disruption in the CSA now. France declined battle. Heavy cruisers are all more or less coming into commission. Really need to build some more destroyers. So let's go ahead and design a destroyer class. "34 knots, 6 torpedoes. Yeah. Didn't we already have a Charles Morris class destroyer? I'm not sure. Take about a year. 10 of them. We just laid down 10 1,500-ton destroyers. Meanwhile, our submarines are almost, our mid-range subs will be done shortly. Serious disruptions are reported in France. Also disruptions in the Confederacy. Another major battle being fought, or medium-sized battle being fought. This one with 2 heavy cruisers of our own. We're never going to surrender. That's the thing. I'm not going to just give up. Now, my people may revolt against me. It's certainly a likely, potentially likely outcome. I didn't realize my ships can make 28 knots. We got 2 heavy cruisers in this engagement. Transports, destroyers. I mean, I would be rioting too. Like, we've been at war, full-fledged war, for 4 years almost. And another enemy torpedo hits our ships. You know what we probably should have trained at? Probably should have trained at torpedoes. We trained at night gunnery, and another enemy torpedo hits us. Sunk 2 enemy destroyers. At least there's that. Oh wait, there's the enemy light cruiser way back here. Alright, this guy should be sunk. Okay, he's sunk. Let's get back to harbor now. We suffered multiple torpedo hits, which surprisingly doesn't appear to have sunk our ships yet. So we didn't lose any ships sunk, despite 2 reported torpedo hits. I guess the 2 different heavy cruisers each suffered 1. The enemy lost a light cruiser and 2 destroyers sunk. So that's a victory. Although not as wide a margin as I hope. Meanwhile, our subs are starting to come off the ways. There have been widespread demonstrations demanding peace and bread. The government is asking for your advice. I will not give in. Battle. Planning battle again. Cruisers being commissioned. Subs? Really? That was a lot of frickin' ships sunk from us by the French. I mean, I guess I'm fine with a white piece, I suppose. I just don't want to lose our colonies, right? Like, that's my concern. Actually, AMCs, or are they something heavier? I mean, we're winning almost all of these battles. I think that's the frustrating thing. We're winning these battles. All right. Enemy sub, enemy destroyer sunk. Armature cruiser dead. All right, so we sank 2 destroyers and an armed merchant cruiser. It only counts as a minor victory, I suppose, but it's a pretty decisive one. We've received an offer of peace from the enemy, but conditions are rather harsh for us. Wait, what? No. Our subs sank 9 ships for 45 victory points. I am not going to surrender. I don't know why we'd give it harsh terms. Really? We're losing by a little bit, but not too bad. Mines everywhere, too. That's all right. And we're hit by a torpedo because our battlecruiser is chasing enemy destroyers. And we're hit by another torpedo. Thank the damn enemy destroyers. Are they not sunk yet? Major French victory. They damaged our battlecruiser. Both their destroyers were sunk. I don't know why that's a major victory. 1,000 victory points because they initiated damage. A rebellion has broken out in Maine. Well, that's interesting because we don't have Maine. Maine is not part of the Confederacy. So... "13 enemy ships, 65 victory points. So the revolution we started there is starting to spread to us. Keep expecting them to decline these battles because it says we should have so many more resources in theater than they do, but they keep accepting. Where's this unknown ship? Oh, okay. Hope we're not chasing down enemy destroyers again. Like, battlecruisers probably have better things to do than chase an enemy destroyer, but it does appear to be that's what we're doing. Probably going to waste a lot of ammunition. Literally millions of dollars. Hey, but we sank the only enemy ship. Of course, we lost a minesweeper to an enemy sub after the fact. Okay. So we're actually doing quite a bit of damage to French commerce. Of course, they're doing likewise damage to our own commerce. We've got rebellions, revolutionary ideas, huge unrest, some mutinies in our fleet. We also have rumors that there are... A peace is concluded with our side gaining some concessions and minor territories. All right. Well, peace is... Wow. Protests are held in some CS cities demanding an end to excessive arms expenditures. Well, we got peace. I guess I didn't expect it quite in that way. I don't know what the rebellion in Maine is all about. Maine! Yes, maybe they mean the colonies we have there for our whatever. Our yearly budget is huge at this point. Monthly budget is also huge. 276 puts us squarely in third place, third last. 4th place overall amongst the great powers. Naval budgets. Our heavy cruisers in service, new heavy cruisers that we've commissioned. Also got these new medium submarines. You know what? All right, people, we've got a ton of money, by the way, in the bank. Let's go ahead and scrap these pre-dreadnoughts. There's no reason. We'll also scrap these light cruisers that are obsolete. And we'll scrap the light cruisers and destroyers that are. Let's scrap everything that's obsolete. The Navy is drastically reduced, not just because we scrapped a bunch of ships, but also because we lost a whole ton of ships sunk. We lost both of our THG Jr. class dreadnoughts. We lost 2 of the pre-dreadnoughts that we had. We lost 3 heavy cruisers. We lost, I nearly lost count, more than 12 light cruisers in that last war. Similar figures in destroyers and minesweepers. The enemy lost a lot as well. They lost, on looking, like 20 or so destroyers, a few minesweepers, several armed merchant cruisers, 10 plus light cruisers, around 10 heavy cruisers, and 3 pre-dreadnoughts. They didn't lose any of their dreadnoughts, though. If we actually look at the Naval Almanac after our scrappings, we've got fewer battleships than the French. They're also building a bunch. We have fewer battle cruisers than the French. They're also building a bunch. We have the smallest battleship fleet, the smallest battle cruiser fleet, the smallest sort of pre-dreadnought battleship fleet still around. Our heavy cruisers are competitive because we laid down all of those heavy cruisers, so we actually have the largest, in terms of tonnage, heavy cruiser fleet in the world. Our light cruisers are basically non-existent because we either lost them all or scrapped them all. Our destroyers are also pathetic. Our minesweepers are about league average, minus everybody but France, and our submarines are the only area where we are ahead of the rest of the world. So we were at war for over 5 years with the French. We are now at peace in January of 1917 with what the game called a victory for us. The French obviously conceded to something. Our unrest level is still very high, however. We're going to use the money we have before our budget gets crushed to build larger naval docks. We'll need to design several new ships. We had quite a bit of research complete during that last war. 14-inch guns of 0 caliber or quality are finally available to us. I'd like bigger guns, but it's all we've got. So that's where we're at, folks. That's where we're at. And it is time for new ships, but I do think for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate everybody tuning in for yet another stream. It's been a little while since my last one, but this is where we're at. Thank you very much, Stoic Frog, for the host, but the stream is actually coming to a close right now, and we will begin our next episode, perhaps tomorrow night, with attempting to rebuild the Confederate Navy, because it is but a shadow of its former glory. The only relevant vessel I feel like have are the Sumter-class battlecruiser, the lone THG class, well, actually, no, not even obsolete. Maybe the THG Jr. class, but really it's the Stuart, the Sumter, and the kind of these heavy cruisers that we built as sort of designed to hunt down the French, but never really got the chance. They did come into commission, but they never really fought in battles where they got the chance to do that. I think the McRae may have fought a couple of fights, but overall, not really. Anyway, guys, thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.